A monster-sized box for a 1/10 scale piece. Let's crack it open and take a look. Hey statue collectors, I had been thinking about buying a Hulkbuster for a long time. I didn't have the space for the XM monster, which takes up a lot of geography and is pretty pricey. He's a cool character, but he's not one of my top 10 characters. He's not a character that I would want to devote a lot of space and money to. But I did think he's cool, and I did want to have him represented in my collection somehow. So Sideshow did it to me. They sent me a $20 off flyer in the mail last week, and I jumped on, saw that this was already available, so I wouldn't have to wait for it. So I ordered this like 36 hours ago, and it's already here. So it's so far so good. Like I said, the shipper was enormous. It was about the size of a quarter scale shipment. Here's the art box. Pretty cool image on the front. And on the side, on the back, he's facing off with Cull Obsidian. And then the same thing on the other side. The top says Marvel, Avengers, Infinity War. Let's take a look inside. All right, here he is all set up. And I can tell you that the one concern that I had about the piece when I ordered it, I'm no longer concerned about. And that is that I had read on Facebook and on the message board, some people were concerned about his pose, that it looks like he's either like busting a move or celebrating a touchdown or something like that. But he's positioned, or he's angled so far forward that idea just kind of flew out of my head when I saw him. That concern is no longer there with me. He's clearly just about to do some damage to whoever he's faced off against. So I like the pose quite a bit. I think it's cool. Very dynamic. And in that way, in that sense, I think he's very different than a lot of the other Hulkbusters out there. Hulkbuster tends to be either, standing like this, or he's down on the one knee like in the XM piece. So there are variations, but I like this one because of how dynamic it is. But let's take a closer look. Starting at the base, this I assume is from the Wakanda scene of the movie. So we have kind of a nature base here. And it looks pretty cool with the rock and the grass. It's not the best grass I've seen, but it's pretty good. I think the best grass I've seen, it was on a prototype, but it was the Lara Croft from Weta Workshop coming out in a couple of months. That looks really, really cool. And then what looks really good are the flames coming out here and here. It almost looks like it has a light up effect, but it's not. It's just the natural light going through. Looks really neat. And then the smoke looks good, and they've painted part of the smoke, so it looks like we're getting like a reflection of the flames. Looks really good. Nice. It's an easy setup. There's only 4 pieces. You've got the base, you've got the figure, and then the 2 pieces of flame coming out of his boots. And that's it. Very easy. The figure itself, I read on the Sideshow site, is painted with car paint, which I think is pretty cool. It is polystone, but painted with car paint. Looks pretty good. Doesn't have a light up feature, but I'm cool with that. That's okay. There's a lot of dirt on him, if I can get close there. It's not really, like battle damage, it's just dirt because he's in the mud. You see it a lot on the boots instead of the bright shiny that's throughout the rest of the suit. It's not shiny at all on the boots. Awesome design on the bottom of the boots. Looks like a tank. This retails for, I believe, $289. It's 20 inches tall. Dollar for dollar. Might be the best bargain out there if you want a Hulkbuster. I don't usually buy 1/10 scale, but because of the size of this thing, I don't think it's going to look out of place among my quarter scale pieces. This is also my first Iron Studios piece. I've certainly seen their stuff in San Diego, where Sideshow displays their stuff. They had a huge display of this line, the Infinity War line, in San Diego last July. So I did get to see this, and I think all the other pieces, I think they had them all. But there's a lot of great detail here that you might not expect from a piece this affordable. That looks really great. Not bad. So here he is with a 1/10 scale Hulk from Kotobukiya. I think this was the Age of Ultron version, and I think that they match up pretty good. I didn't really like the Iron Studios Hulk. Something about the face I'm not really crazy about, whereas the face on this one I really like. I think he looks awesome. Now, I know this scenario doesn't make sense from an Infinity War perspective because, of course, Banner was wearing the Hulkbuster suit in that movie, so let's just pretend this is Age of Ultron or something. See if I can get a shot behind Hulkbuster. And let's see the Hulkbuster compared to a quarter scale, just for the fun of it. All right, just to give you a sense of how big the Hulkbuster is for a 1/10 scale, here he is opposed to the Wolverine PF. That's it's pretty big. I mean, if you stood those two guys next to each other, I think the Hulkbuster would still be taller, even at only 1/10 scale. So I'm not sure how I'm going to display him. It'd be awesome to display him faced off against Hulk or Wolverine or something, but space-wise, that I'm not sure that's going to work. So I might just have him face forward like my other statues. I do bring my statues out while I'm watching TV and either have them revolving on the Lazy Susan. I have an electronic one, or I'll just put them in a position like this, or a scenario where they're faced off against each other, and just watch TV and glance over at the statue every once in a while and just appreciate it. I think it's important to pull out our statues, the ones we've had for a long time, get a good look at them, remember why we bought them in the first place. But man, for $289, not a bad statue. All right, that's Hulkbuster. Let me know what you guys think. Some of you probably already have him. I'm curious if you've had him for a little while, whether you still like him as much as you did when you first unboxed him. And if you don't have it, are you planning on getting it? And are you planning on getting others in the series? It's an enormous series. It's literally the entire Avengers and most of the villains from the movie. So it makes a hell of a display if you buy them all. I'm going to be back pretty soon, hopefully, with the new Thor, Breaker of Brimstone, which I think is shipping in March, I hope. And then after that, probably the new Lara Croft from Wetaworks. That'll be my first statue from them. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that production piece matches up with the prototype. I'm also going to be doing comic book spotlights. If you haven't been watching those, take a look. I focus on one book in a short video, usually about 10 minutes long, from either the Golden Age, Silver Age, or the Bronze Age. I might even do one of those tonight. I haven't decided yet. If you haven't looked at my website, please take a look. It's www.detective27.com. I sell some comics there. I sell a few statues there. So if that interests you, please take a look. Otherwise, I'll see you on Facebook. I'll see you on the forums. And I will almost certainly see you at a convention near you. So take care. Have a great weekend. See you later.